headline number 2, Peloton is bringing, I can't wait to hear what your thoughts are on this, because this was your headline request this week. You're like, I
Oh
want to
yeah.
do this one.
Yeah.
Peloton is bringing fitness classes to TikTok in a bigger push to woo Gen Z. According to Marketing Dive, Peloton will develop custom content for TikTok as part of a new agreement with the popular social media app. Videos will appear in a hashtag TikTok Fitness, powered by Peloton, co-branded hub, and feature a selection of live and pre-recorded class clips, original instructor series, and collaborations with creators and celebrities. The portal will be grounded in themes from Peloton's recently introduced anyone, anytime, anywhere. That's an interesting tagline now that I read that out loud. Brand positioning around accessibility. And like I said before, you wanted this headline this week. Why? And do you like this move?
I love it. I think this is
Really?
really
Oh God,
smart
we're gonna fight again.
because I
All
know
right.
we're going to fight a lot in
We
this
didn't fight the
podcast.
first
I
one, really.
know.
We were kind
I
of like,
know.
okay, but yeah, we're gonna fight on this one.
Peloton, they need to get younger generations in. Like if you ask, my 13-year-old right now is like, that's so Karen. Like that's what he calls the Peloton
Really?
is Karen.
When you're on the Peloton, he calls you
Yes,
Karen.
yes.
That's so great.
Also because of my haircut, I'm sure he's been calling me Karen for a long time. But anyway, but like they need to capture this younger generation, and this younger generation is not stopping in a mall. They're not getting on the app. They're on TikTok. And I think this is where you can find them. You can start teasing them, not with the class clips. Like I'm not like at all concerned about the class clips. It's about the instructors. It's about finding people, because that's what this all comes down to is you're going to get a relationship developed with these instructors. They're already creating content individually on their own platform. So I think now that you have them going hard on TikTok with a Peloton like hub that people can go to, I think this is how they're going to capture that audience, with instructor first, and then you start to take them into the clips. They can see what kind of workouts they can do. They can do the teases on TikTok. And then I think you start to get further into how they can buy product on TikTok, how they're able to access other sources of revenue for Peloton. So I'm actually surprised that this didn't happen sooner. And I think that, it's just going to continue to build that relationship, which is what this is going to be all about. It's about content first for them, and then the actual hardware devices, other things second.
Wow. All right. Well, I'll give you the last word on this, which is how we run the show for those that are listening. Like whoever goes first always gets the last word. But all right, here are my take. I could not disagree more. I absolutely hate this move.
Why?
I think it cheapens the brand. For example, like one question I have is the content free? Do you have to pay for it? That was absent from the press releases.
No,
I have
it's
no
just
idea.
clips.
It's just clips, right?
From
It's just
it's pulled content clips from existing programs.
right. So either way, whether it is or not, I think it's an interesting question. But whether it is or not is actually kind of a moot point. Like it's still a race to the bottom. So for example, if you don't have the bike, and you mentioned this, the content is key. The content is what will win.
Yeah.
And there are no barriers to entry on content, as TikTok has shown the world when it comes to that sort of thing. So my question for you is, what right does Peloton have to win in the content space in the long run if the equipment isn't part of it? Because otherwise it's just another play in the already crowded gym space and the gym content space, which there's so much of. And which, as I learned in business school, the gyms, and you know this firsthand, the gyms are one of the worst businesses you can possibly be in, because the fads change and the barriers to entry are so low. So essentially you have Peloton putting content out on TikTok. You have every other Tom, Dick, and Harry putting content out on TikTok. What's the end game here? So there's nothing. So net, I don't see any defensive moats being built from this move for Peloton. It's just going to encourage more people to crowd into the space. And so long term, it does nothing strategically, in my opinion. But you have the last word.
I don't know. I think you're looking at it in the wrong way. And I do think that there's a lot of value to what they put out. As somebody that was on the app before owning a bike, and now having a bike and seeing the way that they've kind of transferred through being that anytime, anywhere, any place app. I think there's also the value of the community and the entertainment value of it. Like, I think you have to think
Yeah.
of Peloton almost as an entertainment company and a content creation company first, which Nike, I just went to the Nike training club in Newport Beach. Like, Nike doesn't have that. They have the name Nike, but they don't have the trainers that you're following, and they don't have the
Yeah.
engagement that you're getting from these personalities who are
And
really
who
these
would I
fitness
rather be,
influencers.
Nike or Peloton right now? That'd be my
Yeah, I
pushback
don't,
on that. Like the product wins, right? Like that's the thing. Like you have to have a reason to keep coming back
but
because
that's
the
like
the internet celebrities a dime a dozen, in my
for
opinion. But
sure,
anyway, I
for
mean,
sure.
yeah, we can keep going on this one. Well, I imagine we'll have some conversations on the plane at RF on this to,
Yes,
to sort this out. But
we
yeah,
absolutely will. Listeners, submit your feedback and tell us what your thoughts are on this. But
100%.
I think Peloton has to do this no matter what. They have to do something, and this feels like the best strategic move that they could be making right now. So